So I've done the other chakras since we've been back, and today we're going to do the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is the chakra that is, it's for connecting everything. It's for connecting us to the universe, to other people. It's about detachment and transcendence and unity. Um, Wisdom. And actually it doesn't, that energy wheel isn't right in the body. It's right above the body, swirling right above the body. And if we had the equipment to take pictures of energy, which is possible now in science, we might even be able to see that energy swirl above us. Let's take a deep breath and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So we want to remember the little moments that we have during the day, little tiny moments fleeting of enlightenment, like birds at a bird feeder, or something that just lifts us up. We want to learn to take notice and not just race through our days and miss those moments, because they are they are enlightened moments. And the more we practice yoga, the more we practice insight, the more we're going to notice those moments. Let this practice open you to the possibility and prime you to witness those moments of grace sprinkled throughout your day. This practice is meant to integrate the right and left, the right hemisphere of the brain and the left hemisphere of the brain, the masculine and feminine, through the main channel. So we have the right hemisphere is considered feminine and the left hemisphere is considered masculine. And we have a energy channel that comes up and wraps around itself, comes up and then to the right and left channel. So what we're doing is we're going to bring it all together. Integration of experience to a vast connection between your innermost self and everything else. So we begin our practice seated. We bring our hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra, at your heart. Bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. That's where the root chakra is. And let it rest there until you feel grounded, supported, and relaxed. Then begin to glide your awareness up the front of your spine, slowly. We're going to check into each chakra. The sacral chakra, right below the belly button. The solar plexus chakra, right above the belly button. We're bringing energy up the spine and through the Suhuma channel, through the heart, through the throat, through the third eye chakra. Begin to glide your awareness up the front of your spine slowly, checking in and resting for a moment on each chakra as you go. Imagine the spine as a stalk or reed, and draw your awareness up through the reed. Once you reach to the crown of your head, imagine there at the top of that stalk of energy, a luminous white lotus flower. One by one, begin to open each petal of the 1,000-petaled lotus. Imagine as you open the lotus that your innermost self is emerging more and more, merging with the universe. Innermost self merging with the universe. Let this happen in the most natural and beautiful manner. Take a moment with this visualization. Unity. Feeling the connection between our inner self and everything else, between ourself and the universe. Now set your intention for this practice. This chakra, this crown chakra, is called the Sahasrara chakra. Maybe you want your intention to be that you are limitless. Perhaps unity. Maybe you'd like to see yourself in all beings, to cultivate compassion. Perhaps you'd like to accept your place and your part in the universe. An intention might be awakening of consciousness, or perhaps opening to spiritual realizations. Use any of these or choose your own. As long as your intention feels true for you, it has value. Now, take several long, slow breaths, deep breaths into the belly. And look all around you. Look to the left, look to the right, eyes are open. Turn your head right or left to center. Look up and down. Take everything in. Notice it all. The beautiful, the mundane, the brilliant, and the messy. Notice how everything relates to everything else. Resist judging. Just observe and let it be. After several moments of noticing the world all around you, close your eyes. Turn back to the inner world now and use that same observation technique. With wide open awareness, observe all of yourself. The beautiful, the mundane, the messy, the brilliant. Let it be. Then bring your awareness to the crown chakra. Spend a moment here observing the lotus flower. As it opens up petal by petal, a golden light is revealed. Let that golden light spill down your skull and down the stalk of your spine. And then watch as this golden light expands from the spine outward until it covers every cell of your being and even expands beyond your physical body, expanding into everything else. Sense that everything is made of and connected by this golden light of awareness. Notice the quiet for a moment. When your crown chakra is blocked, you might experience alienation, maybe a little cynical, perhaps closed-minded, and maybe you're overly intellectual. So working today to get that energy moving in the way it should be, balanced with all the other chakras, so we experience our unity. We'll come to table. Ah, we're going to lower the belly and look up and exhale down. Sending energy up the spine and down. Waking each vertebra. Allowing the right and left hemisphere to work together. Our masculine selves and our feminine selves to work together. The sun and the moon become unified. And we begin to experience our limitlessness. This next pose has an interesting name. It's called Kavravakasana, or ruddy goose. I call it extended cat pose. So from cat, your back is arched, you're going to push back, and you're kind of in a little bit of a child's pose. We'll come forward, we'll lower down into cow, and arch the back to cat, and we'll push all the way back, extending through the spine from the crown of the head. Inhale forward and lower. Exhale, arch and push back. Ruddy goose or extended cat. So one more. Now from this extended cat pose or child's pose, we're going to come to table, step the right foot between the hands, tuck the toe of the left foot and bring the left foot forward. We are in forward fold. Maybe your hands are on your shins or your thighs. Maybe they're on blocks or on the mat. Lift up halfway with a long spine. Broaden the collarbone. Shoulders are back and down. Exhale and fold. Inhale, arms wide, coming all the way up. Hands overhead. And bring your hands to your heart. I'm going to raise the arms overhead in prayer. And we're going to come into a little bit of a back bend here. This is a standing back bend. Notice the breath. Breathe. And come back to hands at the heart. Let's try that once again. We're going to raise the hands up. And this is called Anjali Mudra or Heart Mudra and we'll back bend. Keep breathing. And come up once again. Lower the hands to the heart. Bring your hands alongside your body, and we'll just do a little empty coat sleeves here, swinging back and forth, breathing and swinging. Bring your hands back to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Lift the arms overhead. Let's come into a back bend once again. And we'll come upright. Lovely. And we're going to do Warrior One, but we're going to do it with eagle arms. Eagle arms are the arms that you maybe bring your right arm under your left arm, and maybe you bring your hands to your shoulders. Maybe you twist so the palms of your hands are beginning to come together. That's eagle arms. So we'll begin to get into Warrior One with our hands on our hips. We'll step the left foot back. Left toe toward the top of the left corner of the mat. Bring your right hip back and your left hip forward, leveling the hips. And now let's bend the right knee. Look down to see that your knee is just over your ankle. It tends to fall in, and we don't want it to fall in. So now you're going to bring your arms out to T, and you're going to bring your left arm under your right arm and clasp the hands or bring your arms to shoulders and maybe raise the arms a bit. And let's breathe here. And we'll untangle the arms. We'll bring our hands to our hips and we'll step the left foot forward. And once again, let's just swing the arms back and forth. Now with our hands on our hips, we're going to step the right foot back. Right toe is headed toward the top right corner of the mat. Bring the right hip forward, the left hip back, squaring the hips or leveling the hips, bending the left knee over the left ankle. Now this time, we're going to bring the right arm under the left arm for eagle arms. Maybe raising the arms a bit, noticing the breath. So when your chakras are balanced, when your crown chakra is working like it's supposed to, or like it is natural to do, you have calmness and bliss. Now untangle your arms, bringing your hands to your hips, and we're going to step the right foot forward. Bring your hands to your thighs, and let's do a little cat-cow standing. We talk about bringing balance to the right and left side, to the masculine and feminine side, and to the spiritual and physical side. Let's come upright. Now this is a half moon pose, and you might need a block out in front. maybe on both sides. I don't know. I'm going to do my best to get into this pose. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we'll give it a try. I'm going to bring my right foot back. And I'm going to bring my right hand to the block. Okay. All right. Now we're going to lift. You're going to lift your right foot and you're going to grab it with your left hand. This is a revolved half moon pose. Now let's lower the right foot. We'll come up to standing. Now let's roll the shoulders a little bit here. Maybe circling the hips in one direction and then the other direction. Lengthening from tailbone through crown of head. And we're going to try this on the other side. So we're going to bring our left hand to the block. No, let's see, we got to raise this. Yes, that's right. Left hand to the block. We're going to raise our right leg. And then we're going to take hold of our right ankle with our left hand. And let's lower that down. Come back again to standing. Circling the hips. Rolling the shoulders. Swinging the arms. Get everything back in alignment. This next pose, I'm pretty excited about it because eagle pose can be very challenging. Eagle pose is, you do this and you do this and fall over. But this is called baby eagle. So maybe we can do it. Or maybe I can do it. So I'm going to come into a squat. And then I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg. Yeah. Okay. So I'm kind of sitting back on my left heel. Huh. Easier said than done. And then I'm going to bring my left arm over my right arm. Maybe. So maybe standing eagle's easier than baby eagle. Ah. Wow, that's a real balance pose. I'm going to do shoulder. I'm coming out. You come out when you want. Wow, what a surprise. Push back into child's pose, stretching out those muscles in the legs and the lower back that we were holding on tight with. Now let's try the squat again. Baby eagle, my goodness. And this time, the left knee crosses the right leg. It might help to move the right foot back a bit. Maybe we should work on finding balance first. Wow. Right arm over left. And we'll unwind, come to the knees, and from the knees, come to child's pose. Wow. Well, that was interesting. I kind of like it, but it's going to take some work. We're thinking of energy flowing from the crown chakra down through in front of the spine, as if there's a reed there, down to the root chakra, so that all the chakras are engaged and balanced. Now, coming back to table, we get to squat again. You'll be really glad to know that. This is called a saddle pose. So it's more than a squat. Your legs are out. And you're going to turn your hands inside out and bring them overhead. Now bring the hands to the mat, knees to the mat, come into child's pose. We know, it's scientifically validated, we know from physics that everything is energy and that we are energy, and that what appears to be material to us is just really a collection of energy. So what yoga is teaching about energy moving kind of makes sense within that framework. Okay, good. We're going to come up to table. And we're going to go back to working on cat-cow. But when we get into cat, we want to bring this belly in close to we're going to bring the belly button into the spine, bring the whole belly in, and bring it up under the ribs. Now, there's something called bandhas in yoga, and I don't usually teach them, but bandhas are kind of like holds. This is a bandha. I think it's Jalandhara bandha. And it helps to move energy and retain energy and put energy where we want it. So now lower down into cow and look up. Inhale. As you exhale, now bring that belly in, and up under the ribs. Now we're working on this because we're going to do this in rabbit. And lower down into cow. I made up a yoga class one time that was just all animals. It was rabbit and cow. Okay, inhale, bring that belly in, squeeze it in up under the ribs. Now come to neutral. You're going to walk your hands back to your knees, pretty close to your knees. And you're going to bring the crown of your head to the mat. Okay? And now you're going to do that same movement where you're let's try coming back to table. Let's try bringing the belly in to the spine and up under the ribs, and then bringing the crown of the head to the mat. And now we're going to bring our hands back and grab our heels. You have to inhale and exhale, but you still want to work on it, bringing the belly in and up under the ribs. This kind of a headstand. Lower the buttocks. Come into child's pose. Bring the arms around. Notice your breath. Now we're going to come back up into table. We're going to bring the belly in and up under the ribs. Walk the hands back a little bit. Sit back down, keeping the belly inverted. I'm sorry. You can't really bring your hands to your heels and sit down. So your crown of your head is on the mat. Your butt is up. Your hands are holding to your heels. And the belly is moving toward the spine. And back to child's pose. Now from child's pose, you're going to walk the hands forward. Allow the belly to come down to the mat. So you're lying on your stomach. Stack your hands under your forehead, or you can turn your head and rest one cheek on your hands or the other. Bring your toes together, your heels apart. Crocodile. Maybe your intention was to see yourself and others so that you can see others with more compassion. Maybe you want to feel your connection to the universe, to everything around you. So you realize you're not really alone. You're not really isolated. Wow, so let's come up. We're going to actually come up to our knees. It really is all about animals today. Okay. So on your knees, this is Gormukhasana, cow's face pose, but we're going to do both the arms and the legs. So let's come to table, bring the right leg in front of the left leg. Separate the feet and then sit back on your butt, maybe on a block. This is the bottom half of the cow. I don't know what part of the cow it is. Bring your arms out. This time, the left arm is going to come up overhead and then bring the left hand behind the back. Now rotate the right arm forward and bring it behind you so that you can potentially grips finger. If it doesn't, it certainly doesn't for me. It used to some years ago. Keeping the left elbow upright and not letting it push the head in. Now let's breathe. We'll untangle the arms and untangle the legs. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's come back to table. This time, bring the left leg in front of the right leg. Now take a moment to spread the feet out. You're going to sit back down and your left knee's on top and your right knee's underneath. Bring your arms out to T. Your right arm is going to come over top of your left arm. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get that mixed up every time. Your right arm is going to come overhead. And then you're going to take it behind your back. The left arm, you're going to rotate it in and then bring it behind your back. And we're going to try to have our hands meet here. We're keeping the right elbow up, vertical, and we're not pushing the head in. And we're breathing. Gormukhasana, cow's face pose. If you can figure out where the body parts are, I'd like to know. I kind of think the knees are the snout, but I'm not sure. And we'll untangle. Good. We'll unwrap. We'll come back to child's pose. Maybe this time, it's alongside your body, hands at your feet. If you like to separate your knees in child's pose, that's good. If you like to keep your knees together, that kind of has a different feel. Then we're going to come back up to table. We're in a pose we haven't done for a while, and that's a shame. We're going to step the right foot between the hands, tuck the back toe under, bring the left foot forward, forward fold. We'll lift up halfway. We'll take a moment to broaden across the collarbone, widen the chest. Shoulders are back and down, away from the ears. We're lengthening through the spine. And fold again. Inhale, arms wide, coming all the way up, hands overhead. And let's bring the hands to the heart. Feeling blissful and calm, detached from that which aggravates me, and unified with everything. Tree pose. So your tree might be at your ankle, it might be at your calf, it might be at your groin. I'd like to have something to hold on to. So let's take a moment to visualize this. Visualize the left foot having roots growing out of it. Those roots are going into Mother Earth, and they're moving. Once they get into the earth, they move out horizontally. The left leg is the trunk of the tree. So let's get nice and steady here. Then we're going to bend the right knee, and you can bring it to wherever feels right for you. It might be your ankle, might be your calf. Now, one thing that will help here is if you bring everything toward the midline. You're pulling in toward the midline and getting long. And maybe you want to raise your arms. Now, you'll find your balance is better if you look at something in particular. Have a drishti point, a focus. If you have slippery pants like I have, it's really hard to do tree. Bring the knee forward and lower the leg. I'm going to come to the other side and just, I need a little help for balance. Now here, once again, visualize your left leg as the trunk of the tree. Visualize the roots coming out of the left foot and moving out into horizontally into the earth. And we're going to bend our right knee and externally rotate it. And then we're going to bring it to wherever we want it. Maybe at our calf, maybe at our groin, maybe at our ankle. Pull everything to the midline. Find a place to look. Raise your arms if you want. Now, if you like to lower your hands, bring your knee forward and drop that foot. And give yourself a hand. Whoa, okay. So we're going to come back to the mat. Inhale, arms widen up. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Now from here, I'm going to ask you actually to come into a squat. We're not quite ready to come to the mat. We're going to come into a squat. So, and this is a little bit different squat. What we're going to do, usually I keep my elbows on my thighs, pushing them apart. Today, we're going to attempt to bring our right shoulder inside our right thigh and maybe raise our left arm. I've got a piece of equipment right here, making that difficult. Okay. Now lower the left arm and bring the left shoulder inside the left thigh. Raise the right arm. Maybe look up, maybe look down. And come back to center. From here, you're going to come to table. Oh, and table, we're going to circle the hips. So let's come forward, to the right, take the hips back, to the left, and come forward. And we'll go in that direction for a few circles. Noticing your breath, merging your breath with your movement. Now let's go the other way. And back to neutral. In thunderbolt pose, we separate the knees a little bit and we sit down between the heels. Now, most people find having a block to sit on is a good idea. If you're going to sit all the way down, you might have to move the muscles of the calves away from the body so you can get there. I think I'll take a mat block. Okay. I'm trying to learn how to be more careful and not injure myself. And maybe next year I'll learn. So bring your left palm in front of your body so it's facing up. And you're going to make a fist with your right hand and your thumb is up. And you're going to place your right hand in your left palm. Movement. And we inhale up. Exhale down. One more. If you have a block, you might want to remove it. We're going to come to camel. So if you may want to bring your hands to blocks. We're going to do half camel. So your knees are hips width apart. Find your balance, find steadiness in the legs, because the legs are what really is the foundation of this pose. Float the upper back forward and then begin to curve the head back. I'm going to bring my left hand to my heel or to a block, and I'm going to extend my right arm out. And we'll come upright, and I encourage you to fold forward, resting your hands, your head, your forehead on your hands. So let's come upright so that we can bring our opposite hand to the heel. Knees under hips. Legs are parallel. Lower legs are parallel. Float the upper body forward and then begin to curve back. And possibly bring your right hand to a block or to your heel. And raise the left arm. We'll come upright, we'll come back down, we'll stack the hands in front of the knees, bring the forehead to the hands. Now, I would like you to find your way to your back, and I'm going to bring you, well, I think I won't. We're going to come to our back. Okay. Now, let's use our index finger and our long finger. Bend your right leg and wrap your right index finger and long finger around your right big toe. And if it feels okay, if it's right for you, extend that right leg. And breathe. Now, we don't have the same body dimensions. We haven't had the same life experiences. We didn't come in the world with the same body. So you do what feels right to you. Maybe you would like to use a belt around that right foot or a strap. I'm going to bring my right leg out a bit If it feels okay, you could try that. Out to the right. And I'm going to release the toe and allow the right leg to slowly, slowly, slowly descend. I'll bend the left knee. Bring your index and long finger of your left hand, wrap it around the big toe of your left foot. And to whatever degree possible, extend that left leg out. And breathe. If you feel sensations, if you feel pain come out, if you feel like you might feel pain come out, but if you feel sensations, just breathe into them. Picture the breath going in, like right now the back of my thigh is feeling a little stretched. So I'm breathing into it. And if you like, bring your left leg out to the side, keeping the right shoulder on the mat. And bringing it back, bending the knee, releasing the toe. Finding your way to Shavasana, finding your way to your back. And I will bring you bolsters. If you like a pillow, a little blanket, a thin blanket under your head, that would be good. Bolsters under your knees, whatever is going to make you feel nice and comfy. Would you like a bolster? There you go. We live our life with the idea that happiness is only possible when everything goes our way. So one important element of detachment is to get rid of that notion. Doesn't have to go my way for me to be happy. Another part of detachment is to give up the fear of losing what is mine. When we experience unity, it's just ours. Turn to the inner world now. With wide open awareness, observe all of yourself. Beautiful, mundane, messy, brilliant, struggling, succeeding, whatever, and let it be. Bring your awareness to the crown chakra. Observe the lotus flower. Opens up petal by petal. That golden light is revealed. That light spills down your skull and it comes down the stalk of your spine. That light expands from the spine outward. It covers every cell of your being. It expands beyond your physical body into everything. everything is made of and connected by this golden light of awareness. I give up any fear of losing what is mine. I am happy, whether things go my way or they go somebody else's way. Notice your breath. Deepen your breath. Move your fingers, move your toes. If there's a bolster under your knee, you might want to roll it away. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat and allow your knees to fall gently to the right. Being grateful to your body for what it was able to do for you today. You're part of the tapestry of the universe, one with everything, calm and blissful. Using your right elbow and the strength of your left arm, we'll push up to a comfortable seated position. Each chakra has a color. The color for the crown chakra is sometimes thought to be white or gold. And each chakra has a bija mantra. That is a mantra whose sound uh, engages that chakra. And for the crown chakra, it is Om. So we will chant Om. Inhale through the nose. Ah. Again. Inhale through the nose. Ah. And one more time. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Bring your hands to prayer, thumbs against the sternum. Thank you for practicing with me. May all creatures everywhere know peace and happiness. The light that dwells within me honors and reflects the light that dwells within each of you. Thank you for practicing with me and with this community. Namaste.